Worried that delicious fish dishes might mess with your blood sugar? Many don't realize you can enjoy flavorful meals that are safe for diabetes. In this video, discover 7 tasty fish recipes designed to keep your glucose steady and your taste buds happy. Top 7 diabetic-friendly fish recipes. Number 1. Baked fish fillets with Thyme-Dijon topping. First up, we have baked fish fillets with Thyme-Dijon topping. Now, this delightful recipe offers a wealth of health benefits, and it's particularly great for those managing diabetes. The lean protein you get from the fish helps in muscle maintenance and keeps you feeling full, all without causing a sharp rise in blood sugar. And thyme, which is a key ingredient here, isn't just for flavor. It actually contains antioxidants that can help combat inflammation, something that's a common concern in diabetes. Then you have Dijon mustard, which adds a zesty kick with minimal carbohydrates and calories, making this dish both flavorful and sensible. What's more, baking, as a cooking method, helps you avoid those unhealthy fats often associated with frying. This promotes better heart health, which is so crucial for individuals with diabetes. So, to prepare this wholesome dish, you'll need approximately 1.5 pounds of white fish fillets. Think cod, haddock, or tilapia. You'll also need 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, or a tablespoon if you're using fresh, a pinch of black pepper, and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. Now, per serving, this dish is designed to be low in carbohydrates and rich in protein. For example, a 6-ounce fillet prepared this way might typically contain around 35 grams of protein, just 2 grams of carbohydrates, and about 8 grams of fat. And these are primarily healthy, unsaturated fats from the olive oil and the fish itself, so they contribute minimally to glucose spikes. To get started, begin by preheating your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 200 degrees Celsius. Then, lightly grease a baking dish or line it with parchment paper. In a small bowl, you'll whisk together the Dijon mustard, olive oil, thyme, black pepper, and lemon juice. Next, pat the fish fillets dry with a paper towel and arrange them in a single layer in your prepared baking dish. Evenly spread that lovely Thyme-Dijon mixture over the top of each fillet. Now, you'll bake these for about 12 to 15 minutes, or until the fish is opaque and flakes easily with a fork. Keep in mind, the exact cooking time will depend on the thickness of your fillets. Now, for a balanced and satisfying meal, you can serve these baked fish fillets with a side of roasted sweet potatoes. These are great because they offer complex carbohydrates and fiber for slower glucose release. Steamed Brussels sprouts, which are rich in vitamins and fiber, would also be an excellent choice. And if you like, a small portion of quinoa could also complement this dish beautifully. These pairings really ensure you're getting a nutrient-dense meal that's both delicious and supportive of stable blood sugar levels. Let's talk about the blood glucose impact. For this dish, it's generally very favorable. The high protein content from the fish, combined with the low carbohydrate count of the topping, means it's unlikely to cause a significant spike in blood sugar. Plus, the fiber from those suggested vegetable sides further helps in moderating glucose absorption, making this a really smart choice for a diabetes meal plan. Number 2, low-carb baked perch with herb seasonings. Moving on to our second recipe, low-carb baked perch with herb seasonings. You know, panfish like perch offer some significant nutritional benefits, especially for those following a diabetic diet. Perch is a lean source of protein, which is absolutely essential for maintaining muscle mass and promoting that feeling of fullness. This, in turn, helps to control overall calorie intake and manage weight, a really key aspect of diabetes care. It's also naturally low in carbohydrates and contains beneficial omega-3 fatty acids. While these are in smaller amounts than in fatty fish like salmon, they still contribute to heart health and can help reduce inflammation. For this low-carb baked perch, your ingredient list will feature about 1.5 pounds of perch fillets, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 medium onion finely chopped, and 2 cloves of garlic, minced. You'll also need 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, and feel free to adjust that to your spice preference, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, half a teaspoon of paprika, plus salt and freshly ground black pepper to taste. If you're feeling adventurous, you can also add a pinch of cayenne pepper for an extra kick, or some fresh herbs like parsley or cilantro for garnish. The great thing is, these herbs and spices add robust flavor without adding any sugars or unhealthy fats. To prepare this, you'll preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 190 degrees Celsius. In a small bowl, combine the olive oil, chopped onion, minced garlic, cumin, chili powder, oregano, paprika, salt, and pepper. Then, lay the perch fillets in a single layer in a baking dish that's been lightly coated with cooking spray or a thin layer of olive oil. Spread that herb and spice mixture evenly over the fillets. You'll bake these for 15 to 20 minutes, or until the fish is cooked through and flakes easily. Just make sure the internal temperature reaches 145 degrees Fahrenheit or 63 degrees Celsius. Now, this recipe is inherently low in carbohydrates, thanks to the nature of perch and the seasonings used. A typical serving, say around 6 ounces of cooked perch, would contain negligible carbohydrates, focusing instead on high-quality protein. This means the glycemic impact is minimal, making it an excellent choice for keeping those blood sugar levels stable. And it's interesting to note that the spices not only add flavor, but some, like cumin and chili powder, may even offer minor metabolic benefits. When it comes to serving, this baked perch goes wonderfully with a generous portion of non-starchy vegetables. Think about a side salad with a light vinaigrette, or perhaps some steamed green beans, or even grilled asparagus. A small serving of cauliflower rice can also be a fantastic low-carb accompaniment. This ensures you have a complete and satisfying meal that aligns perfectly with diabetic dietary guidelines. Number 3, diabetes-friendly salmon with dill and lemon. Next up, we have diabetes-friendly salmon with dill and lemon. Now, salmon is truly a powerhouse of omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA. These are incredibly beneficial for diabetes management. You see, these healthy fats help reduce inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and support cardiovascular health, which, as we know, is a common concern for individuals with diabetes. Regular consumption of salmon can really contribute to better blood lipid profiles and overall heart protection, making it an absolutely excellent choice. For this delightful salmon dish, your ingredient list will include 4 6-ounce salmon fillets, and you can choose skin on or off, whatever you prefer. You'll also need 2 tablespoons of fresh dill weed, chopped, or 2 teaspoons if you're using dried, 1 teaspoon of fennel seed that's been lightly crushed, the zest of 1 lemon, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and of course, salt and freshly ground black pepper to taste. If you'd like, optional additions could include a sprinkle of garlic powder or a few capers for an extra layer of flavor. These ingredients are specifically chosen for their complementary flavors and their wonderful health benefits. All right, to prepare your diabetes-friendly salmon with dill and lemon, you'll begin by preheating your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 200 degrees Celsius. Go ahead and line a baking sheet with parchment paper. Then, in a small bowl, mix together the chopped dill, crushed fennel seed, lemon zest, lemon juice, olive oil, salt, and pepper. Place the salmon fillets on your prepared baking sheet and then evenly coat the top of each salmon fillet with that beautiful dill and lemon mixture. You'll bake this for about 12 to 18 minutes, though it really depends on the thickness of the salmon. The fish is perfectly cooked when it flakes easily with a fork. From a nutritional standpoint, the salmon dish is high in protein and healthy fats, with virtually no carbohydrates coming from the fish and seasonings themselves. A 6-ounce serving will be packed rich in omega-3s. This minimal carbohydrate content ensures a very low glycemic impact, which is fantastic for preventing blood sugar spikes. And the lemon and dill? They don't just provide amazing flavor, they also add vitamins and antioxidants, all without impacting blood glucose. To complete this dish, pair the salmon with some steamed asparagus and a side of wild rice, or perhaps a small baked sweet potato for a wonderfully balanced meal. A cucumber and yogurt salad with dill would also be a refreshing and diabetes-friendly accompaniment. These pairings are great because they add fiber and complex carbohydrates, further supporting those stable blood sugar levels. Number 4, spiced tilapia with garam masala. Our fourth recipe is spiced tilapia with garam masala. Lean white fish like tilapia is an absolutely excellent choice for blood sugar control. Why is that? Well, tilapia is low in fat and calories, yet it's a good source of high-quality protein. This protein helps stabilize blood sugar levels by slowing down the absorption of glucose from other foods eaten at the same meal. Plus, it promotes that feeling of fullness, which can prevent overeating and aid in weight management, a truly crucial factor in controlling type 2 diabetes. So, to create this aromatic spiced tilapia, you'll need 4 tilapia fillets, each about 4 to 6 ounces. You'll also need 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of garam masala, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Though that's optional, just if you like a bit of heat. Don't forget salt to taste and the juice of half a lime. For an enhanced flavor profile, you might also consider adding a teaspoon of ginger garlic paste. It's good to know these spices are known for their anti-inflammatory properties and can add real depth of flavor without adding carbs. For perfect preparation, start by patting the tilapia fillets dry. Then, in a small bowl, combine the olive oil, garam masala, turmeric, cayenne pepper, if you're using it, and salt. Rub this spice mixture evenly over all sides of the tilapia fillets. Now, you have a couple of options for cooking the tilapia. You can either pan-sear it or bake it. If you choose pan-searing, heat a non-stick skillet over medium-high heat. Add the fillets and cook them for about 3 to 4 minutes per side until they're golden brown and cooked through. If you prefer baking, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 200 degrees Celsius. Place the seasoned fillets on a baking sheet and bake for 10 to 12 minutes. And just before serving, squeeze some fresh lime juice over the cooked fish. It makes all the difference. Let's consider the glycemic impact of this spiced tilapia. It's very low. Tilapia itself contains no carbohydrates, and the spices add all that wonderful flavor without any sugar. This means the dish won't cause a direct rise in your blood glucose levels. What's also interesting is that spices like turmeric and garam masala may offer subtle health benefits related to inflammation and insulin sensitivity, which are definitely advantageous for individuals with diabetes. When it's time to serve, this flavorful tilapia pairs beautifully with low-carb sides to maintain a diabetes-friendly meal. Consider steamed cauliflower rice or a simple salad of mixed greens with a light vinaigrette. Stir-fried non-starchy vegetables like bell peppers, zucchini, and broccoli would also be excellent choices. These sides are great because they provide essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber, all while keeping the overall carbohydrate count of the meal nice and low. Number 5, Herb-Crusted Trout. Coming in at 5th is Herb-Crusted Trout. Trout is a truly fantastic fish option for diabetes management, mainly because of its rich nutritional profile. It's a good source of lean protein and, much like salmon, it contains beneficial omega-3 fatty acids, although typically in slightly lower amounts. These omega-3s support heart health and can help reduce inflammation. Beyond that, trout also provides essential nutrients like vitamin D and vitamin B12, which play important roles in overall health and energy metabolism, all very important for individuals managing diabetes. For your herb-crusted trout, you'll need to gather 4 trout fillets, about 6 ounces each, and you can choose skin on or off. You'll also want a 1/4 cup of almond flour. This is for a lovely low-carb crust. Add 2 tablespoons of mixed fresh herbs, finely chopped, think parsley, thyme, and rosemary, or you can use 2 teaspoons of dried mixed herbs. Then, 1 tablespoon of grated Parmesan cheese, though this is optional, just for flavor, 1 clove of garlic, minced, the zest of half a lemon, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and of course, salt and black pepper to taste. The almond flour is a great choice here because it provides a crispy crust without the high carbohydrate content you'd find in traditional breadcrumbs. To prepare this tasty dish, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 200 Celsius, and lightly grease a baking sheet or line it with parchment paper. In a shallow dish, combine the almond flour, chopped fresh herbs, Parmesan cheese, if you're using it, minced garlic, and lemon zest. Season that mixture with salt and pepper. Next, brush each trout fillet lightly with olive oil. Then, press each fillet into the almond flour mixture, making sure it's evenly coated on one side, or both if you prefer. Place the fillets, coated side up, on your prepared baking sheet. You'll bake these for 12 to 15 minutes, or until the crust is golden and the trout is cooked through and flakes easily. So, what about the blood sugar impact of this herb-crusted trout? Well, it's minimal. Trout itself is carbohydrate-free, and that almond flour crust is very low in digestible carbs, especially when you compare it to breadcrumb-based coatings. This really helps prevent those spikes in blood glucose. Plus, the protein and healthy fats from the trout will also contribute to satiety and help maintain stable energy levels. To complete your meal, think about adding nutrient-rich, low-glycemic sides. Roasted asparagus would be lovely, or perhaps a medley of steamed green vegetables like broccoli and green beans. A fresh spinach salad with a light lemon tahini dressing would also complement the trout beautifully. These kinds of additions ensure you have a balanced, fiber-rich meal that really supports your overall diabetes management goals. Number 6, Mediterranean-style fish with olives and tomatoes. Our sixth recipe is Mediterranean-style fish with olives and tomatoes. Now, the Mediterranean diet is widely recognized for its significant benefits for individuals with diabetes. It really emphasizes things like whole grains, fruits, vegetables, legumes, healthy fats such as olive oil, and of course fish, while limiting red meat and processed foods. This dietary pattern can improve glycemic control, reduce cardiovascular risk factors, and support weight management, all of which are incredibly crucial for managing diabetes effectively. And this fish dish? It really encapsulates many of these beneficial principles. For this vibrant Mediterranean-style fish, your ingredient list will include 4 white fish fillets. Think cod, sea bass, or snapper, about 6 ounces each. You'll also need 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 small onion, chopped, 2 cloves of garlic, minced, and 1 14.5-ounce can of diced tomatoes. Try to get no salt added, if possible. Add to that half a cup of Kalamata olives, pitted and halved, 1 tablespoon of capers, make sure to rinse them, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, some fresh parsley chopped for garnish, and salt and black pepper to taste. For a little extra zest, you can also add a splash of lemon juice or a pinch of red pepper flakes. To cook this flavorful dish, start by heating the olive oil in a large skillet over medium heat. Add the chopped onion and cook until it's softened, which should take about 5 minutes. Then, add the minced garlic and cook for another minute until it's nice and fragrant. Next, stir in the diced tomatoes, Kalamata olives, capers, and dried oregano. Bring this sauce to a simmer and let it cook for about 5 to 7 minutes, just to allow all those wonderful flavors to meld together. Season your fish fillets with salt and pepper, then gently nestle them into the simmering tomato and olive sauce in the skillet. Cover the skillet and cook for 10 to 15 minutes, or until the fish is opaque and flakes easily with a fork. This Mediterranean-style fish is designed to be low in carbohydrates. Most of the carbs you'll find come from the tomatoes and onions, which also importantly provide fiber. So the glycemic load is moderate and quite manageable for individuals with diabetes. The healthy fats you get from the olives and olive oil, combined with the lean protein from the fish, all contribute to stable blood sugar levels and sustained energy. When you're ready to eat, serve this dish hot, garnished with some fresh parsley. It pairs wonderfully with a side of steamed quinoa, or perhaps a small portion of whole wheat couscous. Or you could simply serve it with a large helping of steamed green beans or a side salad with a light vinaigrette to keep that carbohydrate content controlled. This approach creates a complete, satisfying, and truly heart-healthy Mediterranean meal. Number 7, quick seafood stew with diabetes-friendly broth. And finally, we have a quick seafood stew with diabetes-friendly broth. You know, incorporating mixed seafood into your diet offers excellent nutritional variety, which is so beneficial for overall health and diabetes management. Different types of seafood provide a whole range of vitamins, minerals, and omega-3 fatty acids. For instance, shrimp offers selenium and vitamin B12, while mussels provide iron and vitamin C. This kind of variety ensures a broader intake of nutrients that can support immune function, energy levels, and heart health, all without overloading on carbohydrates. For this quick seafood stew, you'll need about 1.5 pounds of mixed seafood. This could be a combination of firm, white fish, chunks, like cod or halibut, along with shrimp, scallops, and mussels. You'll also need 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 medium onion, chopped, 2 carrots, diced, 2 celery stalks, also diced, and 3 cloves of garlic, minced. Add to that 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, 4 cups of low-sodium fish or vegetable broth, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 1 bay leaf, salt and pepper to taste, and some fresh parsley or dill for garnish. The broth is kept diabetes-friendly by using those low-sodium options and really relying on vegetables and herbs for flavor rather than any added sugars or high-fat creams. To prepare the stew, heat the olive oil in a large pot or Dutch oven over medium heat. Add the chopped onion, carrots, and celery. This combination is often called a mirepoix, and cook until they're softened, which should take about 7 to 10 minutes. Then, add the minced garlic and cook for another minute until it becomes fragrant. Next, stir in the crushed tomatoes, the fish or vegetable broth, dried thyme, and the bay leaf. Bring this mixture to a simmer, then reduce the heat, cover it, and let it cook gently for about 15 to 20 minutes. This allows all those lovely flavors to develop. Season with salt and pepper. Now it's time to add the mixed seafood to the pot. If you're using mussels, just make sure they are cleaned and debearded. Cover the pot again and cook for another 5 to 7 minutes, or until the fish is cooked through, the shrimp are pink, and the mussels have opened. And remember to discard any mussels that remain closed. Thinking about the blood glucose impact, this seafood stew is generally low to moderate. It does depend a bit on the serving size and the exact vegetable content. The primary ingredients, that's the seafood and broth with non-starchy vegetables, are low in carbohydrates. The tomatoes and carrots do contribute some natural sugars and carbohydrates, but they also provide fiber, which importantly helps to moderate their impact on blood sugar. Serve this quick seafood stew hot, garnished with fresh parsley or dill. It can be enjoyed all on its own for a light yet really satisfying meal. For those who might want a more substantial meal, a very small piece of whole grain bread for dipping could be an option, but you'd want to carefully consider its impact on your overall carbohydrate intake. If you have any leftovers, store them in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 2 days. You might find this stew often tastes even better the next day. Meal planning strategies for diabetics. Now let's talk about meal planning strategies for diabetics. Incorporating these delightful fish dishes into your weekly meal plan can significantly aid in managing your blood sugar levels effectively. A good goal is to aim to include fish at least 2 to 3 times a week. To make meal planning consistent and enjoyable, you could even dedicate specific days. For instance, Fish Fridays or Mediterranean Mondays. A great tip is to prepare larger batches of the baked fish recipes. Leftovers can then be used in salads or as a quick lunch protein the next day, which saves you time and effort. Remember to pair these main courses with a variety of non-starchy vegetables and controlled portions of complex carbohydrates. This will help ensure balanced nutrition and a steady glucose release throughout your week. Fish Selection Guide for Diabetes Management. Next, let's cover a fish selection guide for diabetes management. When you're selecting fish for diabetes-friendly cooking, it's best to prioritize those rich in omega-3 fatty acids and lean protein. Excellent choices here include salmon, mackerel, trout, herring, and sardines. And don't forget whitefish like cod, tilapia, perch, and haddock. They're also great lean protein sources. A key thing to remember is to always opt for fresh or frozen fish over those heavily processed or breaded varieties, as they can often contain hidden sugars and unhealthy fats. Embracing these 7 diabetic-friendly fish recipes can truly transform your mealtime into a delicious and health-supportive experience. Each dish has been carefully crafted to help maintain stable blood glucose levels without sacrificing any flavor. This really proves that managing diabetes can indeed be a tasty journey towards better health and well-being. We really encourage you to try these recipes and discover for yourself how enjoyable healthy eating can be. If you found this article helpful, please do share it. We'd also love to hear about your experiences, or perhaps your own favorite fish dishes that help keep your blood glucose stable. Feel free to comment below.